video games as an industry are pay to win. Like, you gotta pay to play, and you gotta play to win. So at some point, to engage in the industry, you gotta pay. And arguably, if you pirate a game, while you didn't engage with the game, you didn't engage with the industry, right? Like, that's how it works. You buy the game, and then you enjoy the game, and then that's that. It's over. That's how video games work. Thank you, and good night. But then came along this little thing called DLC, downloadable content. This is cool stuff that they put in your game after you buy it. Hell yeah. So you buy the game, and then if you like the game, you buy the DLC. You play the DLC, and then that's that. That's it. Okay, well, we had a little addendum there, but that is how video games work, right? Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. And I don't know. See ya. Oh fuck. Free-to-play games are a thing I don't like. I don't play really any free-to-play games today, aside from like Fire Emblem Heroes when Nintendo decides to put something cool on their thing, and I need 100 platinum coins fast, and I don't like finding 8 scrimblos on their flim-flam. So I boot up the game, I put it on auto, and I let it do its thing while I work or do whatever I'm doing. I've never really dropped a single dime on Fire Emblem Heroes or really any free-to-play game, and I don't think I ever will. Anyways, I don't like free-to-play games because they try to inherently trick you into doing something you don't want to do. It shows you the game and you play it, but then it's like, hey, wait X amount of time for this to happen. Use finite resource that will barely give you. Hey, look at this titty girl. Maybe she can be yours if you pay. Pay for this, pay for that, pay to make your character not look like shit, pay, pay, pay. 2% chance for a thick anime babe? Pay. Give us money. That's the shtick. And a lot of these games devolve into something that isn't really free to play. It's more so an avenue to be advertised to and hope that you eventually crack and buy something. Multiple times, in fact. And like, obviously this is bullshit. It's stupid and like inherently cannot succeed. Because nobody would play something that keeps asking them for money to play and really offers no financial incentive or an experience that is complete and actively insults the player by begging for money over and over and over again. This could never take off, right? Well, against all odds, even though it makes no fucking sense, these games blew the fuck up. Bam, bam, bam. Anime titty here, look at this ass, check out this coochie, bone skeleton girl. Hell yeah. Gotcha here, gotcha there, gotcha everywhere. Persona 5 collab with every gotcha game ever. Persona 5 gotcha game. Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. You want gotcha? We got gotcha. Give me some gotcha. Give me some gotcha. Free-to-play games blew up, and there is no stopping them. They are huge, and people have, like, grown accustomed to this. Like, here's something crazy to me. Tekken 8 has a shop where you can buy extra character costumes, and, like, they cost $4. Compared to other games like MK1 or Street Fighter 6, that's a pretty good deal. Now, here's the crazy part. I saw someone on Twitter say, I already paid $70 for the game. Why are they charging me for outfits? The game comes with 32 characters, 32 character endings, a whole ass story mode, a whole customization mode, arcade mode, an online lounge, online play, ranked modes, practice modes, and the best replay mode I've ever seen in a game. There's also 3 whole entire character preset costumes. And that's not all. I'm leaving a lot of stuff out. All of that for $69.99 sounds pretty lit, and the game doesn't shove it in your face every time you boot it up. No. It mentions it when there's an update, and the online hub has a shop section in it. And that's about it. But the feeling of, hey, I paid for this, so I should get everything, subsists. Because players have this weird sense in their head, or like idea, that their shitty free-to-play game is as feature-rich and complete and polished as their full-priced game. And like, they aren't always wrong. Well, a lot of the time they are wrong. To say the state of AAA gaming is questionable is putting it nicely. A lot of games these days ship broken, unfinished, unfun, and fucking suck. Like, there's a difference between like a licensed game made by Shadow Entertainment coming out and being ass, and like a company that is treated as and presents as a beacon of quality, showing up and putting out shit like this or that. And like, damn, that guy saying everything should be free when you buy a game makes a lot of sense. But here's the thing, Tekken isn't that game. It isn't like this or that. It's finished. It's feature complete. You can spend $69.99 on this shit and have a really great time, even without online. They put the time, money, and effort into this game, and it shows, and I think it's great. I love it. But it is interesting that Tekken 8, a complete game, has a battle pass with a premium tier and a shop where you can buy items and its own currency to make you disconnect a bit from spending actual money. But also, like, the game is being supported, the amount of patches for this game are promising, and I hope the support given to the game only goes on from here. And I'd love to see some free stuff added to the game going forward. And even then, if you don't want to pay for the microtransactions or the battle pass, you can get free shit from the normal free battle pass. I didn't understand the disconnect for a while, but then I fucking thought about it. Free-to-play elements haven't just invaded the video game industry, they've invaded me and my mindset around cost as it relates to video games. Fuck. Damn it. But it's not only that free-to-play video games have invaded the AAA gaming space, but for a lot of gamers, free-to-play has invaded their mind and how they value content. But why has this happened? Well, this happened because of one simple reason. The cost of AAA development is ballooning at like a seriously insane rate. Like, I know people like to pretend that they aren't, and reasonably these companies could just accept smaller profit margins, but they won't. Because of that, they look to see where the industry was growing the most, and the answer is scary. That $69.99 you spent on the game you wanted, paid for, and played, that millions paid for and played? No. The entire games industry, where people pay for and play the game, it's already getting its ass kicked by fucking free-to-play titty games. God fucking damn it. Who let this happen? Well, we did. Well, I'm gonna be honest. More so you. Because I don't know if you've gotten this yet, but I'm perfect. Flawless. Without fault. Anyways, the reason this shit is so lucrative and developers put so much money into it is because, one, everyone has a smartphone, and
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have
Everyone's got a
phones,
phone.
right?
and two, the ease of getting you, the player, to spend money is so easy. Like, we already know they obfuscate currency and make it fuzzy as to how much we're actually spending on these goods and items, or how they'll put a gambling element into the game with loot boxes with ultra rare pull rates. But still, we the player go out armed with this knowledge more and more, and we go out and still buy this shit. And then we just fucking suck. Like, goddamn, we gotta stop buying Fortnite skins for $20. It's seeping into like actually good games with serious artistic merit, and it keeps happening because we just keep letting it happen. You know, we don't hold anyone accountable when it does happen. And listen, I'm not a game developer. I don't know every finite detail that goes into making a video game, but I do know it certainly would cost money to make something like this, and probably more to make something like this. And online servers and supporting a game long term probably isn't easy or cheap. Like, yeah, again, they in all likelihood could stand to lower profit margins and ship a game that does not have DLC costumes or a battle pass or anything like that. But it doesn't mean that content would be given to us, the player, for free. This costs money to make. And the bottom line is, you either have DLC outfits in your game or you don't. Developers make money through this and through sales. Either constantly add to their game if they don't want it to die, because we live in a very, oh, this game is dead world these days, where video games come out and that's what you would think. Like, look how long people talked about Breath of the Wild versus Tears of the Kingdom. We talked about Breath of the Wild, it felt like every second until Tears of the Kingdom came out. But then, like, Tears of the Kingdom, a year later, it's fucking over. Goddamn, wrap it up. We are so fast to move on. But at the same time, a game like Splatoon 3 is still talked about because it gets support. Supporting your games is how you make a game last longer. And sometimes for fucking ever. And that is what developers in this landscape need to do to keep their games alive. And well, incentivize us to keep playing and to build those incentives that either need to make sure the game never, ever, fucking ever drops in value and create sequels that are just the same game with a new spread of paint, or they need to update their game constantly and include some sort of monetization model to fund the continued updates before ideally making a very large overhaul to the experience that's so drastically different from the original they justify a repurchase or a player buying a new entry. So how do we as gamers combat this? What is the solution to our quandaries today? Well, I'm going to be real. A lot of questions were asked. I don't have all the answers to them. But I do have 3. 1, don't support free-to-play games that obfuscate currency. At all. They're evil, and they are what the industry is chasing. If the free-to-play market crashes, and people can't make this shit anymore, then guess what? We win. Top brass of these companies will look at it and go, guess we can no longer make fuck tons of money doing this anymore. And that would be great. Games would go back to how they used to be and not be supported for 12 fucking years because we'd get new experiences much faster because the market would have a new demand for it. Number 2, temper your wallets and justify your spending on DLC content and video games. And spend reasonably. I have 200 hours in Tekken 8. I like the game, and I really like making custom characters, and I like the ball cosmetic. So I bought a couple outfits and the battle pass and dropped some money on the game. So I could make King look super fancy and like, damn, be honest, he looking kinda clean. But also, in my opinion, these outfits are reasonably priced and I like it, so I'll buy it. I'm not saying you need to write a whole damn essay over it, but next time you boot up a game and it asks you to drop $5 on a cosmetic, please really think about if it means that much to you, and if the developer has earned your money, and if you can confidently say that they aren't committing some borderline human rights violations behind the scenes, and you know the CEOs aren't dickheads, you know? Like, think about it. Look them up. Find out. Who are you funding?
The bank manager couldn't explain where all the extra fees were going, so I followed the money trail. The evidence was as clear as day. My bank was funding terrorism.
Yep. Stop.
Number 3. When a game comes out and has no DLC, has no microtransactions, and is just straight up a good time with no strings attached, when that game comes out, cherish it. Talk about it, share about it, be about it. Games like that are becoming more and more and more spaced apart, making it harder for us to really value and cherish these games. So please, value the games that are honest about their cost, and don't try to flash some fancy cosmetics at you to get you to pay more. Cherish the games that just want you to have a good time and take you on an unforgettable ride, and leave it up to you when you want to revisit them. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye! Hey, it's me. This video poses a couple questions without answers, and like, yeah, I don't have the answer to all the questions. Maybe if you have some answers, share them in the comments below. The next video will be a very important one, so watch it. I'd also appreciate if you could give me some like recent indie games. Older games are okay as well, but ideally shorter ones that are maybe less talked about. I'm doing a thing about indie games soon. I need like 1 or 2 more indie games for it. Anyways, thanks. Bye-bye. Love you. Ooh-woo. Ooh-woo.